like you and other members on this panel, I have several questions about the events of July 25th, when a large group of radical anti-Israel protesters at Washington, D.C.'s Union Station, just only 400 yards from the U.S. Capitol complex, vandalized government property with pro-terrorist slogans. They violently assaulted police officers, and they intimidated anyone in the vicinity who did not agree with them. They even pulled down the American flag, burnt it, and replaced it on the pole with a Palestinian flag. I was proud to be among a group of members that drove the short distance down to Union Station. That night when we surveyed the damage, and we raised the American flag back to its rightful place. Mr. Cuvalier, why did the U.S. Park Police only have 29 officers to monitor what was expected to be a 5,000-person protest?
Thank you for the question, sir. In our planning for the event, it was considered a full force commitment. We committed 174 officers of the force to participate in the event, and were assigned various duties and responsibilities with the permitted activity. A full force commitment means we ask officers to surrender their days off or time off, and I want to commend all of the force who consistently do this to provide for the number of First Amendment or other special events that occur within the National Capital Region. But in fact, we had 174 personnel committed to the event.
So you had 174 personnel actually on site?
They were assigned a number of different functions within the planning cycle for the entire length and physical footprint.
But with the 5,000 people actually on site, how many officers were on site to protect the nation's capital at Union Station?
Again, sir, we had 174 personnel assigned to the event within the parameters of the permit geographic location. It was, the permit incurred a number of streets, sidewalks, as well as Columbus Circle. In particular, we included our specialized units, such as the Civil Disturbance Unit and other resources as part of that event.
But where things were actually going wrong, on site at Union Station, how many officers were on site at Union Station where our American flag was torn down and burnt to the ground?
Sir, I'm trying my best to answer your question. There were 174 for the total event.
Look, this is a very simple question here.
Sure.
I understand there were 174 people in total for the event. How many people were on site where the American flag was torn down and burnt, and then the Palestinian flag was subsequently raised? Very simple.
Sure. I will get back with you to the best of my ability with.
But how do you not know that answer?
I am aware of the number of individuals that were assigned to the detail, that were in various functions to ensure public safety, of which were at Union Station, including, again, our specialized units, such as the Civil Disobedience Unit, the command and general staff officers of the Park Police, all attached to that event.
Inspector General, so Mr. Greenblatt, I know you've already started looking into this. It sounds like open investigation, started to maybe even publish additional report. Do you know the answer to that question? How many officers were actually on site?
We don't. We interacted with the Park Service, and they told us that the number 29 that was reported was not correct, but I don't know the specific answer.
So if we know that the number 29 is not correct, we have to know then how many people were on site to protect Union Station. Do we not?
Sir, again, I'm sharing with you, there were 174 personnel assigned to the overall First Amendment permitted event, including perimeter, interior, and the various roles. And
next question. What fines or punishments were levied against the Answer Coalition organizers for the damage that they caused?
Currently, we have investigations underway identifying the individuals that were responsible for damages to property. As I shared earlier in my testimony, 4 individuals have been arrested and charged. If during that criminal proceedings and process, the Department of Justice can support restitution, that would be part of what would be part of the criminal proceedings. And
it sounds like in the permits that were issued, and I'm still trying to understand how a permit was issued to a group that is known to cause problems in the past. Do we anticipate, in the remaining time that I have, do we anticipate that this group or a group under the same people with a different name would ever be issued a permit to operate again on public land, given their lack of respect for the American flag?
Sir, per 36 CFR 7.96, that is the legal regulatory scheme for adjudicating permits. Within 24 hours, unless they are denied, they are deemed approved. So a future applicant, any applicant has a deemed approved permit when they make
Yeah,
that
I
application.
don't even know what that means. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I thank the gentleman